Boom.
All right, welcome everybody to the next episode of Tilton the Scales. I'm your host, Nathan Logan. I'm with my co-hosts, Wally Hall and Chet Bowen III, and we are here to discuss this upcoming Super Bowl. We're all excited. We're all ready to sit down and watch the Patriots become victorious against the Seattle Seahawks. That's my prediction right off the bat. I don't think anybody's predicting anything else. But before we get into that, we haven't spoken in a couple weeks. So Wally's got a big story to tell us about his trip. He went on a nice little cruise. So Wally, please fill us in on how your week's been, how the vacation was with the
Yeah,
fam.
happy to happy to be here. Excited to be here. It's not just another episode. This is the Super Bowl edition. So let's be realistic about what this is. This is not just another edition. This is like the Christmas. This is like our Christmas special. This is everything all wrapped into one. So I will briefly touch on my trip. It was fantastic. I had a great time. Um, I would. I'm not a really a people
All right,
person.
moving on. Let's
Say.
talk about the. No, I'm just kidding. Just
No,
kidding.
I'm with you.
What an
I'm not a people
asshole.
person saying, and the boats are just packed with people, like wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder, people everywhere. I'm as happy at a cabin in the woods where there's no people as I am in that setting. Having said that, I got out of the snow. I was with good people, people I love, family members, had a great time. The kids had a blast. I think my wife enjoyed it, most importantly for her birthday. The food was excellent. I would recommend it. I would absolutely go on a cruise again. I think the more the merrier. It's something that it's best done with a crew. You can all do your own things. You have your own space, but you can do things collectively. I think it'd be something as a friend group. I think we would have a very good time taking a cruise with our families. So yeah, I do it again. I want to go to Alaska next. We almost died, like the Final Fantasy type die on the ride down. We were driving in Connecticut, Southern Connecticut, getting towards New York City, and the truck in front of me, I was in a 3-lane highway in the middle. The truck in front of me ran something over, and it was like best I can say, it was a big rectangular metal grate, almost like a ramp to get an ATV up in the back of the truck. Hit it, and the thing just did like one of these up in the air in slow motion and slammed into our grill, and then bounced up to the driver's side. It hit the post that between the driver's side window and the windshield, dented the shit out of that, tore out the bottom of my wife's car. I'm like, oh my god, that was like it happened so fast. I mean, that was like 6 inches away from literally decapitating me. I would absolutely not be here if it was just a little bit further this way. So I'm like, oh my god. And everyone saw it, and it slammed in, and we're like, what the fuck? There was no way avoiding it. I was going 70 miles an hour. Like there was a car to my right, there's a car to my left, heavy traffic. So I can't slam on the brakes. So I just take it off in front of the car. So that was really scary. I handled it well.
Jesus.
Nobody died. I don't know if anyone behind me died. I can't attest to that. No one in my car died. But it was one of those like literally shit your pants moments. And then I'm like, well, if we're stuck, I'm in southern Connecticut in a car full of people with a blizzard hours away. I'm like, this is a bad situation. And it was not a good omen from the start of the trip. Luckily, it calmed and we had a great time. Um,
What's
yeah,
going on with the
thanks for
car?
asking.
What's the
The
deal?
car was, I mean, it wasn't okay. Like it's heavily damaged, but it was
Yeah.
drivable. Nothing was broken. Nothing
Oh,
popped. Like it did some damage to like a couple cosmetic things. Big dent here, smashed up her underneath, like the wheel well underneath there. There's thousands and thousands of dollars worth of damage. It just went into the shop today. She got a really sweet 25 Explorer, 2025 Explorer. Very nice rig. Jet black,
Yeah.
clean as can be. It's a beautiful car. Hopefully it's
Yeah.
not months.
Now she's gonna want that instead. So get ready. Get ready for the next purchase, Wally.
No, no, she's cheaper than I am.
So I'm guessing after the accident, you stopped and exchanged information
There
or
was no
like the
exchanging. It didn't
police.
fall like somebody hit it. It was in the roadway. Like there was no exchanging. There was nobody to get information from. It didn't fall off of a car. It was there already. So I mean, I'm sure it fell off somewhere. But the guy in front of us just hit the
Oh,
ground.
okay. So
So
the
it was like
thing
a
that
loose
they
debris
ran
in the road.
over.
We didn't even stop. I went to the next
Yeah.
exit. Like it
Okay.
was one of those where like, all right, I'm listening and nothing sounds broken. None of the meters, like there's no broken
Gotcha.
glass. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
well, let's pull off the next exit. That's better than me getting off of a 4-lane
I
highway
got you. Yeah.
and
No,
climbing
I
out there.
misunderstood. I thought the vehicle in front of you flipped
No,
over, and that's
so
what
yeah,
hit
sorry,
you.
it
It
ran
was the
over
thing
it.
they
So
ran
it ran
over.
over
Yeah.
it, which sent it up in the
Yeah.
air. But he didn't drop. It didn't come out of his car or off of his car.
That's the shittiest part. I mean, I've had stuff like that happen to me here where you can't really avoid it because even if you set a standoff distance, like I try to keep a good distance, even when we're traveling 70, 80 miles an hour, a better distance so that I can see what's in front of them so that if something is coming up, I can at least shift lanes. But yeah, if it's in rush hour or like dense traffic, it's hard to maneuver and get spacing. So then, yeah, I've had that happen before where somebody ran over something and then I follow them right over it, or it has flipped up and gone onto my hood, onto the top of the car, and then over, and like, yeah, nothing I can do about that. So
No, but the best part is I miss snow. Checking back me up with this, I miss Snowmageddon. Like I didn't miss it. I was down in New York for the start of it. We were on the boat for the majority of it, and subsequent to that, it was frigid, single-digit temperatures. So I guess it was a good week to be away. From the sounds of it,
It was.
that so, Chet?
It was so very much so. Yeah. Yep.
Well, fill us in on your week, Chet.
Mine's pretty standard. So I will say this. They actually did some statistics for the league. Cameron's at 19 touchdown passes to 3 interceptions. Some of the other kids on the team have some running touchdowns, 5-1, and we're in the playoffs. So that's cool. That's always nice to have. And Haley was really worried about her cheer team, and she ended up getting second. So it's one of those situations where they were having a hard time hitting a stunt in every single practice, but for some reason, when the pressure was on, they got it all. So that's really cool. So mostly that's fun. And then to your point, Wally, I am terrified. Me and my entire family are going down on a plane. So I think I have 17 days left to live.
No, you have 17 days till paradise, man.
Yeah.
Like this is like
I hate
the means to the end. It's the means to the end.
I just can't. I just don't love it. If it was me flying alone, I'm not so scared. But the fact that we're all like when you're in there in your car and that happens, it's like it's not just you; it's all these people. And
yeah,
I don't know. I get it though. Hopefully, we'll have a great time. But yeah, I've just been freaking out about that.
Of course, you'll have a great time.
Yeah.
Don't hey, millions of planes take off a day.
I know. No, I get it. It's irrational.
And you usually hear about the one, but if it's one in a million, I'll take those chances any day.
For sure.
Bring earbuds, bring earphones, toss on some music, close your eyes, and just wait till you're up in the air.
Yeah.
Take some medication.
Yeah, if you got any Ativan, take an Ativan.
Yeah, no, I do have a prescription for flying only that I will get.
Perfect.
Yep.
Actually, I will say also, just be a goddamn man and fucking
down one of those in cocktail.
Be the alpha in the group.
You know what the alpha would do though, Nate? You
Man.
know what the alpha would do? The alpha would say, "I'm not putting my life in anyone else's goddamn hands. I'm protecting my family." That's what an alpha actually does. That's my concern. I'm putting my family's life into other people's hands. I do not like that. I feel uncomfortable with that.
Understandably, but you do it every time you order one of those your party buses, and that's far more likely to crash than a plane is.
There you
Very
go.
true. All true.
I like the rationale, Wally.
I know that my fear is very irrational. I'm aware of this. But yeah, Nate, what about you?
Irrational. You just gotta get over it. You'll be good. You'll be good.
Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yep.
Yes, you're doing it. You're getting on that plane and you're gonna sit your ass down, buckle up, tell your family to buckle up, and let's. I was trying to think of a quote from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, but the happiest time of the year. I don't know, but it's gonna be great. Don't worry about it.
You're gonna have so much fun that you're gonna want to do this annually. Like this is the beginning. This is just the beginning.
Yeah.
My week was great. We're gonna move right on. We're gonna talk about the dang Super Bowl. No, nobody asked. I just wanted to get it out.
I want to know.
All right, so we didn't even talk about the Broncos game. I don't really particularly. We know what happened. Snowmageddon once again. I do want to start off by saying this entire season and that game specifically is just shades of, the beginning of the dynasty with the Tuck rule, everything from the snow, having our backs up against the wall, nobody rooting for us, second year quarterback, nobody on the defense besides Christian Gonzalez. Well, I mean, we do have a couple that are paid very very well and have won Super Bowls, but they're not noteworthy in the media, meaning people aren't paying attention to them. It's essentially a no-name defense. I feel like we're going against the greatest show on turf again, and no one's rooting for us. And I don't think anybody in that locker room up in New England that's a Patriots fan would want it any other way. Like we'll go in there and we'll handle business, and I think we'll come out victorious. That's my pick from the beginning. But I do want to get your take on. I mean, of course, it's been 2 weeks, right? Or it will be when tip off or a kickoff happens. Drake May had a famous quote this week. You know, somebody asked him from the media, "How's your shoulder?" Oh, as soon as I got off the plane, it was 100% better. Like, and I feel like everybody's juiced up. You know, injuries, everybody's injured at this point. So how do we feel about one? Obviously, everybody's been talking about his shoulder. Has it been impacting him throughout the playoffs? Have Do you guys hear anything about technically when this happened? I don't know when I feel like he popped up on the injury report after the AFC Championship game, and that's when they were talking about it. But did it happen before that? He didn't look too good in the AFC Championship game, but the weather was terrible. He was great when we needed it. You know, the greatness is being at your best when your best is required. Like he was that, just like almost every other player on that team. So I guess Wally, start with you. What's going on with his shoulder? I don't think it's an issue, but
I don't think it's an issue either. I think it's being blown out of proportion. I don't think he even missed practice because of the shoulder. He was sick. I think had he not been sick, he would have played. But I think this is the time of year, right? People get banged up. He's taken some shots.
yeah.
So I mean, it was bad. It was one of those. It was one of those hard hits that messed up his shoulder a little bit. He's gonna be fine. He's fine. That is not an issue. It will not be an issue. Not with the way he's running. So I think that it's the media. They're trying to find storylines. I understand it. But I'm not worried about him. I'm more worried about like Spillane. I don't know what's going on with him. Yeah.
Was it a concussion?
What's that?
Or groin? Was it a concussion or a groin for Spillane?
Ankle or knee.
Yeah,
Ankle or knee.
yeah. I think it was his lower body. I think it's the ankle. Yeah. That concerns me a great to more because I think he's a key part of our defense, and I really like how our defense has been playing.
Yeah, I like it too. Yeah. I do think that there's like it's a real thing as far as I know if you follow the media, which I know most of you did, no one's given us a chance. If everybody's got their own checklist where offense, New England, Seattle, and check marks all the way down. Defense, secondary, you know, top players as in most talent, like overwhelmingly everyone's giving Seattle their props. Like they are the more talented team, but I don't think they're the better team. So after hearing all that again for the last 2 weeks, by the time we get to game time, do we think that is one, is it going to be paralysis by analysis? Everyone's seeing that and everyone's saying it, and so they're keying in on that. And then also, we have coaches that are super experienced, so hopefully, are they going to use all of that information, beat it into their heads? You guys don't even deserve to be here. Why are we even playing this game? You know, let's just go home, give them the victory. You know, like, I mean, are they beating that into their heads, and are they going to be prepared and use that for fuel? Chet, we'll start with you.
I mean, you could certainly use it for fuel. I think they did that against Houston. You know, we're all gonna they're just gonna come in and tear us to shreds, and then on offense they're gonna come out and do just enough to beat us. And what are we even doing here? I do think that happened in that game, and I think that it put a chip on the defense shoulder for sure. I think for this game, I think they're going to try to settle nerves and inspire confidence rather than that whole like, you know, the motivation by telling them how much they suck. I think it's going to be like, look, you guys can go out, you can do this. No one thinks you can. I think they will certainly say that to inspire that, but we believe in you. I can see the Mike Vrabel is sort of like overarching, like we believe in you. I believe in you. And just a couple quick notes. I think in 2001, people were rooting for the Patriots. I do think against the Rams. I think there was because they were such underdogs. They were nothing back then. Second year quarterback. I do think it's different now. I think nobody really wants the Patriots to
The
win.
Patriots, I mean, in
Right.
proximity to 9/11 and all that, the
Yeah. Yeah.
national, like
Yeah. Yeah, I think back then. I think now, though, I think everyone's like, no, we do not want to see the Patriots back in the limelight. We want to see that. I hope people are probably hoping for a blowout, and I do think they're probably using that as motivation.
100%.
There was 23 picks on NFL.com across the country. 23 picks. 20 of them picked Seattle. 3 picked the Patriots, and the 3 that picked the Patriots, and their little paragraph was just kind of like, I thought I had to because everyone else is going to pick Seattle. You know what I mean? So I do think there's I think they certainly have to use that as motivation, but more in an inspirational way than like everyone thinks you suck. Go
But
prove them wrong.
don't you love that? Like as a fan, like that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. I want the rest
Yeah.
of America rooting against us. Like this is who we are as New Englanders right now, right? We're on a generational championship run. The world hates us. One of the main narratives is like it's not fair that we're already back to the Super Bowl after 5 years. Like, great, bring it on. I revel in that hate now. Like I love it. I love turning on ESPN and seeing that 20 out of the 22 final panelists pick the Seahawks. I love it. I want all of that. I don't think it could ever hurt your team. Oh, the world's against us. Great. The only people in this locker room, only our families, only our team. It's us against the world. That is a hell of a narrative to use. Like, so you don't even need to trump it. And I agree with you. Like, I think Vrabel. I don't believe they're doing that. But I feel like it's a very easily played narrative. Like, I mean, it's got to be in the back of their minds. It's great we're underdogs. Nobody's expecting anything from us. Fantastic. I couldn't be happier about that. I love reading all the guys picking against us. And I think that this team doesn't feel like it's overwhelmed by the moment. It feels really loose and it looked like they're having a good time, and the interviews are relaxed, and they're saying the right things, and they're enjoying the moment. Like it all seems like it for me. I really like what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing from the coaches. I like the way they're looking at it. I like the fact that they're enjoying the process, and they're saying the right things. I don't feel like they don't need that artificial motivation. They're coming together at the right time. They're playing well together. It's been fun. It's really been an enjoyable lead up to the Super Bowl, not just because it was so unexpected, but I've enjoyed this team. I've enjoyed them coming together. I've enjoyed the characters and the personalities. I've enjoyed the victories. It's been a really fun couple of weeks. I've enjoyed consuming all the media related to it.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
have
I don't think it's I don't mean to say that it's artificial, but because it's not, meaning the coaches I'm sure in meetings with the offense, Josh McDaniels is bringing up, look, this defense in a way that is reminiscent of Bill Belichick and how he would run things in general. Like this team is tough. We're gonna it's gonna be an uphill battle all game, and they're beaten into their heads how well they're gonna rush the quarterback. You're beaten into Drake May. You got to get rid of the ball. You got to make smart plays. You got to read the defense, post snap, pre snap and post snap. But I say that to say again, I don't think that's artificial. Like they are using that, not necessarily. Oh, hey, by the way, this guy in the media realm said this about you guys, who's a former player and won a Super Bowl against you with the Giants. Something like that. Like, of course, they're not developing it that way, but they're definitely with social media. I'm sure that they're saying, stay off your phone, stay off the internet, don't look. But they're players. They listen. They want some motivation. They need that extra edge, to be honest with you. So I won't be surprised if, again, when a coach says somebody said this or this is what everyone's saying about you, they're sitting in their hotel room at night and like, let me see if I can find something about this, and verifying the information that they have available to them to like, yeah, I can't believe that guy said that. We're going to show them. So that's what I feel like they're going to do. But I think it's funny because Sam Darnold, right? He's had a great season,
Great
but
storyline.
there are some things that we can pick up from his season and then also his past history with us specifically. Seeing ghosts, that's a real thing. Like if we're not not going back to the tape, I know he's probably changed some things that he does, but if we're not going back to the tape of that game specifically and showing him some of those looks, we're doing ourselves a disservice because we want to regenerate that thought process in his head. But I think we can do that along with going back, looking at the tape and revisiting some of those formations that he had a huge issue with as a rookie. But also, I mean, Seattle, everyone's saying their defense is amazing. They gave up almost 500 yards to the
Yeah.
Rams. So if we think and guess how many yards Matthew Stafford ran for? Zero. Like he's not a threat to tuck the ball and run. So we have a more versatile quarterback, someone who's just as accurate. Has he shown that in these playoff games up to this point? Yes, he's shown the accuracy, but not in volume, which is I feel like we need more of that, obviously, in order for us to win. But he's a dual threat quarterback. They need
Yeah.
if Seattle ran up 500 yards of offense, close to it, we probably have the least talented team on the offensive side all around, but we're not gonna. I'm not expecting Drake May to throw for 300 plus yards. I think we'll have a very well-rounded offensive game. He doesn't need to do that and we can still win. But again, everyone's talking about Seattle's defense. They gave up a lot of yards, and if we get that many yards, honestly, on offense, then there's no reason why we're not going to be victorious. Because again, on the defensive side for us, I don't see a way that they score a lot of points, to be honest with you. With Sam Darnold, again, another key fact is he led the league in turnovers as a quarterback. He was the quarterback that had the most turnovers, interceptions, fumbles, doesn't matter. So again, yeah, he had a near perfect game last week or in the NFC Championship to win, but I don't think he can duplicate that. Not against us. Again, a near perfect game, not percentage wise, but just he made the right calls at the right time. He was almost flawless. I don't think that's going to happen again. I think we're going to create a lot of pressure up the middle. And again, there are some holes in his game, right? And when you play somebody one time a year, that's all you need is to be able to key in on those holes. When you play somebody three times a year, you already know what their tendencies are. You already know what's going to happen. So that we have an advantage. And then again, with our coaching staff, with our players, we have the most experience on the coaching staff and the players in this situation, a Super Bowl specifically. There are a lot of people on that Seattle team that have zero experience in this realm. And just talking to your players about how to handle the media week and all that, like how to handle your schedule and then manage the schedule for practice and media time. You know what I mean? And so that the players aren't overwhelmed. I just think we have an advantage in all those areas, and those are the areas that are going to matter because those are the areas that are going to help people sleep at night the night before, knowing that the game plan is locked in and they're going to execute.
Yeah, a lot to unpack there. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think we're like people aren't talking enough about and I understand we've gone up against some really good defense, which obviously is a huge part of the reason for Drake May's lack of stats this playoffs is because we are on I think that when
a historic run
on Sunday, we're going. You could say we went against one of the most difficult defensive gauntlets ever to a Super Bowl, in terms of the quality of the defense that he's gone against and won in shitty conditions too. You got to account for that in the Denver game. That was some shitty conditions. That's not typical place where quarterbacks give up huge yardage, but it also downplays the true story of these playoffs, which has been how unbelievable our defense has been playing. And I think that yes, we played against some teams with some issues. But we're still NFL players that are deep in the playoffs, that have scored a lot of points multiple times throughout the year. We should, and right up until we debated this week one, we thought our defense was a liability, and we were going to have to count on our offense because they weren't playing well. Chet and I had this debate prior to the wild card round. And our defense has then just like woken up and turned it on and are playing at I would argue, a 2001 kind of level where it's like we're turning it on at the right time. If we win, when we win on Sunday, we'll be behind the play of our defense, in our ability for Christian Gonzalez to stop JSN. And I don't think you stop JSN, but I do wonder if they're going to have Gonzalez shadow him more than they have historically. I don't know. I suspect they would left there. I don't know. I'm interested to see how they play him. I'm very interested to see how they play him. And I think in a lot of regards, how they play him and our ability to stop him will determine the outcome of that game, because he's obviously, in my eyes, their best offensive weapon. He's arguably the best wide receiver in football, and he's playing really, really, really good football right now. He can play him in the slot. You can play him outside. You can play him like he is really an impressive wide receiver. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see the challenge. If we can get after the quarterback, if we can continue to see Milton Williams and Christian Barrymore play the way they're playing and just be able to go strong over the guards, stop the run like we've been doing, and get after the quarterback, I 1,000% agree with what you just said, Nate. I think that Darnold will see ghosts. It's going to take a couple good hard hits, which I really think that if we continue to blitz in the rate we have these previous couple of games, like, I'm excited to see if we send the kitchen sink at him, blitz 20-30% of the time, like we were doing against Houston. And look what it did to CJ Stroud. He had the worst game of his career. And I refuse to believe that was for any other reason than the quality in which our defense was playing. And I think we can absolutely do that again on Sunday. And that's what I'm most excited about. I'm excited to see our defense get in there. I'm excited to see turnovers. I'd love to see a pick six. I really want to talk, and I apologize, I'll let you speak in a second, Chet. I really want to talk about our bet, too, because I think we can make some serious money. The Patriots are big underdogs, and maybe we can start funding our next vacation.
Ooh, yeah. I like that. I like
it. To your point, Wally, the defense, historically, there's only two defenses to this point that are better historically as far as the number of points they've given up to get to the Super Bowl. And one of them's arguably the greatest defense that ever got on a football field, and that's the Baltimore Ravens. So Baltimore Ravens. So go ahead, Chet, with your 2 cents. Give us your 2 cents on that.
Well, I don't want to just say the same things you guys already said. You guys both are really great at it.
Okay, moving on. Moving on.
That's fine.
No? Do you have anything to add? Do you have anything to add?
I'll say this. Milton Williams, when we signed him, everyone was pissed that we signed him for the money we did because he played 50% of the snaps in Philadelphia. And I think he heard that noise, and he's coming to play on Sunday, and I'm excited for that. I can't imagine a scenario where Sam Darnold lights us up. The one thing I will say, I don't think they're going to have Gonzalez shadow Jackson Smith-Njigba, because he moves around so much it's impossible. If they have Christian Gonzalez shadow him, then that basically takes Christian Gonzalez out of the game, and they can throw to Shaheed or somebody else. They have to count on the fact that there's Davis and Gonzalez, and they got to believe in both of them. And that's why you can't really shut him down. You can contain him. You can't shut him down. I think that's going to be a big key, is keep Gonzalez where he's supposed to be, Davis where he's supposed to be. Yeah. Let Jackson Smith, Njigba get 90 yards, let's say, no touchdowns. I call that a win for the day. So I think that's going to be sort of the key, and get Darnold to see ghost by throwing 4-man rushes and dropping some of our linebackers back. And then, Kenneth Walker, he's really good, but he's not as good as I think people are saying right now. I think he's really good, but he's not as good as people are saying. They try to run up the right side. He's going to get stuffed. Go to the left side. I think one of our linebackers comes up and picks him up once we realize it's a run. The thing I'm most scared about is a trick play. But do they trust Darnold enough to pull that off? That's my thoughts on I think it's really comes down to a few plays, and I think that'll be a big deal.
Yeah, there's going to be 1 or 2 trick plays on both sides of the ball on offense. So our defense has not been touted as a defense that has a lot of sacks, but we do create a lot of pressure with our blitzes. There is not a lot of sacks that back up that stat, but or that are we're not getting the gain of that fruit, right? But we're creating pressure, which is speeding up the thought process of the offense, and then it's creating havoc in a sense. And we don't need to necessarily. We will hit the quarterback. We may not sack him, and that's again. But all we need to do is speed up that process. I do think we're going to double Jackson Smith and Jigba, or there'll be one with help over the top. Essentially, that's technically a double, but I don't think we're going to let him beat him. We want somebody else to beat him, or we'd rather let them run, let them take time off of the clock. We don't want them to control the 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 game specifically with running, but again, our defense has been great at stopping the run historically this year, specifically all year. So I like our chances. I love it. We're underdogs, of course. Underdogs are 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 years, and they're 4-1 outright in the last five Super Bowls. So, I mean, I like our chances. And revisionist history is always the best kind of history that you want to talk about. But man, what would you guys do to go to Vegas with me? Hit rewind, go back to Vegas with me, pre-draft, place a bet, a $20 bet on winning the division, over under on wins, going to the Super Bowl, and then also winning the Super Bowl. Two separate bets. Like we'd be up like 5 G's right now,
Well, do
fellas.
you see Portnoy's bet? He's got fifty
No.
thousand to win, like 1.8 million. 50,000 straight up bet the
Yeah.
Patriots to win, and it was before the first Buffalo game. Um,
Wow. That's
fifty
awesome.
thousand to win 1.8 million.
Not bad.
That's
Not
awesome.
bad.
He definitely
Give
doesn't
me,
need that money.
can I take a quick sidebar, Nate?
Yes.
I want to talk about Jim Kelly a little bit. Jim Kelly, not long ago, was talking about Josh Allen and the Bills. And you know what he said? He was like, I am all in with the Bills. I want Josh Allen to destroy every record I ever had. I want the Bills to go win. I love that city. I love the fans. That's what Jim Kelly said. Are you guys up to date on what Tom Brady said when he was asked about this game? Anybody know?
No dog in the fight.
No
No
dog in
dog in
his
the
fight.
fight.
Man, I got Tom Brady jerseys around where I'm downstairs right now everywhere. Cam has Tom Brady quotes in his room. That was just I get it. He's doing his own thing now, but god damn, that was disappointing. That even I have to say that was real disappointing. And I do wonder, Nate, to your point about what you asked before about the media, I do think it's possible that the players themselves, without Mike Vrabel doing it, are like, oh, so the number one guy in our history right now is writing us off, and basically he won't just say he thinks Seattle's going to win. He's just going to basically write us off like we're nothing. I can see that being like internally to certain players being like, okay, then he wants to be like he's the big dog, right? He has no dog in the fight because he's the big dog, and we're just like we're nothing to him. And I don't know that that's true, but I was really disappointed to hear him say that. You hear a guy like Jim Kelly go off on like how he's behind, but he's always going to approve. He went to four Super Bowls in a row. Sure, we didn't win them, and I get that, but like, man, well, I guess he only played in three of those four, but still, that's what you want to hear from a legend in your city. Not I have no dog in the fight. I was really disappointed with that. I just wanted to throw that part out there and get it out there.
No, that was I wanted to talk about that too. I would love to hear somebody from the media ask Robert Kraft what he thinks about that
I would love to. I would love that too.
because
Also, I
because I
think
can
Robert
I
Kraft would
can
be a perfect one to ask that too.
Yep.
yeah, I do see both sides of that. I mean, Tom Brady left the Patriots, won a Super Bowl with another organization, so maybe I feel like if it were Tampa Bay, he would say the same thing. It's not the same to us New England fans, right? But it, and he's calling the game as well. The game is on Fox. Am I right about
He's
that?
not calling the game.
Oh, so he's just there, or he will be there. But
Yeah, he's not calling the game.
I mean, he's in the media. He's I don't like it either, but I can see his side of it. I mean,
I
he
can't.
is he is a part owner of another team, which is not involved in the Super Bowl, but still the same. Like,
I took a picture at Gillette Stadium like 2 weeks ago of the dude's
in
statue.
front of his
Yeah.
statue. Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
And then you say that, and the other piece to it, I don't want to dissect it too much because for all we say, he's still just a human being. But what he said after that, because you said that thing about Tampa, so it kind of like queued it up in my mind. He said I had 20 years in New England and 3 really wonderful years in Tampa, and then moved on. I was like, what now? Like so.
So, all right, I want to play devil's advocate on this a little bit here
Please,
because I
please.
think you're being a little bit unfair. He is, and I look at it from my standpoint. Like, do I want to see? So, if Robert Kraft played for Dallas and Dallas is in the Super Bowl, I don't want to hear as a New England Patriots. I don't want to hear my owner is rooting for his old team. Like, hey, you're either with us or you're against us. It's us against the world. So, if you're rooting for any other team, you're not rooting for my team. And as my owner, as a person I'm giving my hard-earned cash to, and by the way, has a role in decision making within the organization. Boy, oh boy, I'd be pretty pissed off if somebody, as a New England fan, was rooting for somebody else in the Super Bowl. So I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I think he has to say it. He's also getting paid $300 million to be an announcer, at which like people are already questioning his ability to be independent. I think he's just playing CYA. I really don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, it's come out as essentially a political statement where he's, saying the right thing instead of
I don't think it's
saying
the right thing.
saying that. You could argue he's not telling the truth as well, right? Like he should feel a certain way about the team that took a chance on him, the team that like the fruits of his labors are all over the stadium, but also he was given an opportunity and somebody from that organization trusted him enough to give him that opportunity. So he owes the Patriots everything that he has. You could argue.
When he went to Tampa Bay and he played in a Super Bowl and the Patriots weren't involved in that Super Bowl, Robert Kraft said, I am rooting for Tom Brady. A lot of New England fans felt like they had a dog in that fight. They were rooting for Tom Brady, even though he doesn't play for the Patriots. So like when I just look at it, and I'm not going to take my Tom Brady stuff. This Tom Brady stuff will be in my house forever, right? Like what he did for this area is fantastic. I just was disappointed by it. Not anything else, just disappointed.
Yeah,
I also wonder, like, I mean, he's got so many close relationships with individuals. Like, you hear this from other players. Like, I root for people, not teams. And he's played for two teams, owns a third. Has been in the league for 20 plus years, been around the league for 26 years. Like, boy, like at what point do the personal relationships overshadow the corporate ones? I don't know the answer to that necessarily. I'm not in his shoes, but I bet you there's a lot of individual. He's about to hire the offensive coordinator from Seattle as his head coach. Like, boy, there's a lot of layers to this and a lot of relationships that are really important to him and his future.
Well, yeah, he's going to be involved in football for a long time, and let's state some facts here. The Patriots still have currently $40 million under the cap space to spend on free agents next year. 11 draft picks in the upcoming draft. A quarterback who is still on the cheap, meaning we're not going to pay him for another 4 to 5 years, so we can load up on and. With the new collective bargaining agreement and the media agreement for networks, the NFL already announced that the cap space is going to go up. So more revenue there. Tom Brady will have an opportunity in the near future to recant that statement or say again if he has a dog in the fight when we're back in this position at some point. So I feel strongly about that. So and again, revisionist history, he may look back and say, I truly honestly did, but didn't think that it was the right thing to say at the time for whatever reason. But
yeah, but if it was like let's say the Rams versus the Broncos, he wouldn't go out of his way to say I have no dog in this fight. I think that there's like an extra level that he went.
Nobody would ask him though.
Yeah.
Nobody would ask him that though. They would ask him who his pick is, but not like, hey,
Yeah.
who are you rooting? Who are you rooting for?
Well,
Like
yeah. Does anyone know what the actual question was? Because that's a good point. I wonder if someone
it
like,
was it was who are you rooting for? Who or
okay,
Jim Gray, who are you rooting for? Do you have a dog? And then he said, I don't have a dog in this fight. So it was
yeah, it's
literally who are you rooting for
so
as
I'm
an
a patriot.
individual,
I'm a patriot for
not what's your
life.
pick.
I'm a
Yeah.
patriot for life. I have a statue there. No dog in the
Hey,
fight.
Yeah.
all of that could have been avoided when I don't know why. I'm not really sure why. I appreciate Robert Kraft being the type of owner that he is, where he's off in the shadows and doesn't really say anything. The only time we really heard anything was when Bill Belichick wanted to keep Jimmy Garoppolo and get rid of Tom Brady. He stepped in there. But why didn't we get that man keep him in a New England Patriots jersey for his entire career, not let him leave the building? This is a byproduct of that, honestly. Like, that's the
Well,
only
and I
reason why
do
we're
wonder,
talking about it is because it happened and we allowed it to happen. We,
do
as
you
in the
wonder
owner.
if Tom Brady had ambitions to be an owner? So this is the one thing I stopped myself about being disappointed about. If Tom Brady
And
wanted to
Bob
be an
Kraft
owner,
said no,
but
probably.
then so Tom Brady then goes to the Raiders, and then Bob Kraft sells it to some random company. Like how many? I think he sold like 8% or something of the Patriots to some random company a year later. If there's clearly stuff we don't know because we don't make that much money and we're not involved in those negotiations. I can see it if Tom Brady's like, I tried. I tried to become an owner with the Patriots. I was just considered like their little quarterback who ran out there for them, and they didn't take me seriously. The Raiders did. I could see a little of it there. I just don't know. Right. So that's the one part where I'm like, you know what? If that happened, okay. It's just it sucks because I don't know that I think he underestimates how much the fans, many fans in this area, not me, I'm a team guy first, but many fans in this area for a long time would have probably picked him over the team for a bit. That's like unprecedented stuff in the
Well, I
NFL.
mean, I, I'm not saying it's calculated, but I think he does absolutely understand the New England fan base and how that comment would garner the reaction that it has. And for somebody that's not announcing the Super Bowl, that won't be in front of millions and millions of people are talking about him. So, I mean, touche. I'm not saying
So
that
God,
was
I
his
hope I
plan,
hope he's
but
better than Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones does that shit and it's to the detriment of his own team.
yeah, for sure. I mean, again. Uh, yeah, I
Sorry,
don't like it,
I just
but
wanted to get that
I
out
can
there.
understand it. I don't
That's
like
all.
it, but I can understand it. So
Fair
And I
enough.
won't stand here and allow you to slander my my quarterback Tom Brady. It's not going to happen on my podcast in front of me. I will stand up for the man every time. You can start backing away from that pedestal all you want. I'm right there, man. The guy brought me 6 championships. I believe in him. He doesn't owe me anything. He doesn't need to root for my team. Like he's given me everything he's got. Like I'm good. I'm good. But you can go ahead. Yeah, I feel like he continues to owe you something, Chet.
No,
Unbelievable.
that's true. You know what? Good point because he did it all pro bono. He wasn't really paid a lot of money to do it. So I guess that's a good point.
I
I
mean, he
mean,
took a pay
what's
cut
that have to
every
do with
year.
anything?
He
What's
took
it?
a
So,
pay
so,
cut
so it's a
every
business,
year.
is what you're saying? It's a business, huh? Which leads me back to my first fucking point. It's a business.
Yep. Yeah, he truly should have no loyalty other than who pays his bills or cuts him a check. And again, New England should have never stopped doing that. That's on them. So I feel like he has a right to say that, and even blasphemy be damned, but he can talk bad
Coach
about
of the year awards
everybody in
up
the
right now.
organization if he wants to. Coach of
Oh
the
yeah,
year is
no,
up.
Coach of the
I
year is
would.
up right now. And I tell you what, if Vrabel doesn't get this, like it's a conspiracy.
Well, let's
I
talk
know.
about that because there is like it could have been player development from the last coaching regime and when he took over, but there is no doubt in anybody's mind that every player on that roster improved from last year to this year. It's not just the coach, right? It's whatever plan they had for player development. Like
Mhm.
they hit a home run. The organization hit a home run because every player on that roster that we kept and turned over improved.
Oh,
So
it's even
there
better
is
than that,
no
though. they also hit on every free agent too. Like
Yes.
every free agent they sign, like hit it, hit the ball, hit a home run. It's out of the park. Like it far exceeded expectations from the top on down. Obviously, the top being
That's a GM though. That's our new GM.
Williams. But even like the guys, the lesser guys. Holy hell!
No, yes, absolutely, and we need to have continued success with that. And so, yes, there's no doubt in my mind that he is.
We're good now. We're good now.
I hope he's awarded it, and I'm happy for Josh McDaniels. You know, the guy's going to be in his 10th Super Bowl. I would like to know if there's a coach that has played in or been in more Super Bowls.
Yeah, 1/6, 1/6. Yeah.
Well, I mean, not one, but I mean, he's been in 10 Super Bowls. This is
no, I mean, like I think 1 out of every 6 Super. The ratio he's played in 1 of every 6 Super Bowls that have ever been played.
I got you. Yeah,
he's coached in that thing. That's impressive.
That is pretty impressive. Yes. Imagine if he hadn't left to try and be a head coach.
Right? It's probably not a first ballot Hall of Famer impressive, apparently, but we'll see.
There's no such thing.
No such thing anymore. There's no such thing anymore.
Never ever be a first ballot Hall of Fame coach. If Andy Reid's fat ass gets a first ballot Hall of Fame, I'm going to burn that fucking thing down.
Well, let's talk about that because Andy Reid doesn't have any kind of Spygate or skepticism with some of the wins, and in all honesty, I'm on y'all's side. I am stating facts. There is no there in my opinion, there is no world that exists, or there is no Hall of Fame that exists without Bill Belichick being voted in the first opportunity that he gets, to include also the owner, Robert Kraft. If Jerry Jones as an owner is in the Hall of Fame, how the hell is Robert Kraft not already in? The dude has, again, 11 Super Bowls. He's led his team. And it was he was in Super Bowls pre-Bill Belichick, pre-Tom Brady, and now obviously the dynasty, and then he's doing it again post dynasty. So how do either one of those again not get in? And if I were to point out again facts, Bill Belichick was among the New England fan base and the organization. He was probably well liked. I don't know how he dealt with people on the daily, how his persona was perceived on the daily. We know how he was in the media. Not too many members of the media liked him because of the way that he dealt with them. That could also be multiplied in the world of the NFL because you beat somebody so many times, you talk to him a certain way, I would argue that the guy didn't make a lot of friends. And should that matter? No, I don't think it should matter. It's not the Friends Hall of Fame. It is the NFL Hall of Fame, which has to do with football, and that's all it should be about. But
it's embarrassing. The Hall of Fame should be embarrassed that he didn't make it first ballot. And I'm starting to hear some people like, he's going to get in. Yeah, of course. But there is a difference between getting in on the first ballot and the second or the third or the fourth or the fifth. There is a tier system within that voting, I'm more than disappointed at that. I'm angry at that because that is everything you're saying, Nate, is true, which shows the pettiness. In my opinion, they're all being petty, which didn't they all hate him for being petty during his time?
Yes. And they also hated him for beating him repeatedly, beating them repeatedly. Right. That's the pettiness about it. But that also, if you did everything to try and beat the guy and he didn't beat you, hat off to you. Great job. I'm voting you in. You know what I mean? I don't understand it, in all honesty. It's sad. But again, those are the facts. I would think, again, depending on, I'd love to see. No one's produced this. A roster of the people that vote. I don't want to see. I don't want to see what they voted. I just want to see a roster of who was voting. How many people? How many votes are submitted? Who is that?
Because you can probably surmise. List. You get that. You get that list. You can surmise who voted.
I mean, if you got Bill Polian, who was the Colts GM, I mean,
he says he voted for.
He's saying he doesn't. Oh, he said he doesn't. He said he thinks he remembers voting for him. But come on,
Clearly didn't vote for him.
He clearly did not. Yes, I agree with you, Wally. Yes.
Tim just asked if we were on, so keep your eye on see if anyone's looking to get on.
Let's do. Do we want to wait for him to do picks as far as score, or
If he's coming on, yeah. Is he really coming up?
yeah?
I don't know.
He
He's
said he
asked
was.
if you guys are you guys meeting tonight? Are you all? Hey, are you all on tonight? I
Oh
didn't
yeah.
say his number. His is the eight. His is the. I can't say it out loud on the podcast. That'd be bad. With
Yeah,
both of our
no, don't
viewers
do
get a
that.
hold of it.
Don't do that. Yeah. So Vrabel's got an opportunity to make history. He'll be the first. He'll be one of 5 coaches to be the first a coach to win the Super Bowl in their
First
first
year.
year, and
Yep.
he'll also be he will be the first to win a Super Bowl as a player with the team that he coaches and wins the Super Bowl. So that would be a historic event for him specifically, and I really want that for him. Obviously, and no one here
Of
is
course.
again. We're not voting. We're
No,
not rooting against the New England Patriots, but
And he coached, and by the way, as we all remember, he coached the game where Tom Brady's last pass as a Patriot was a pick six. He's the one that sort of put that first dynasty down. So how cool would it be if he's the one to bring the next one up? Like
yeah.
that would be really awesome to watch that happen.
yeah, that's a nice parallel right there. I
It
like
is
that.
like I've enjoyed it. Right? Haven't you enjoyed it as a head coach?
Oh my
I
God.
know. I
It's been
know
great.
you wanted to hold on to Mayo, Nate, but I think at this point, having just won the coach of the year, have you come around to him being a good hire, or do you still wish we had went the other route?
He was a good hire from the jump. I just didn't agree. I did when Mayo was fired, he was not available, Wally.
He was
And I do
available.
I do think no, he was not available. When
Yes,
Jared
he
Mayo
was.
was fired, no, he wasn't
Yes, he
available.
was.
He was not coaching in the NFL, but he was still coaching somewhere else.
He was with Cleveland as an
He
assistant, and
was a
Cleveland was
consultant with Cleveland.
Correct.
Yeah,
He
yeah, Cleveland was
wasn't
not in the
he wasn't
playoffs.
available. So he wasn't available because he was under contract or with another
Eh,
team.
I think
So
he
he
was like
wasn't
as a consultant. He was a consultant. I think he
yeah.
could sign with
sure.
any team at any point.
Sure, but he had set out, and of course, maybe it was hindsight because he was available to be hired when they hired Jared Mayo,
He was, and I
right?
was really I hated the Mayo hiring. I was like, you have Vrabel right there, and you're not going to go for him, like, ugh. But hey, you know what?
It all
It's
worked
all
out.
good.
It
It's
all
all
worked
good.
out.
We're here now.
I'm waiting for him. He's not on yet. Uh, so yeah, I'm glad he won
Wait, hold
Coach of
on.
the Year. That's awesome.
I
Yep.
know we
Coach
can't
of the
look
year
this
and
up
court.
right now, but has it ever happened that the head coach of the year and the assistant coach of the year are on the same team in the
Oh, I
same
don't know.
year?
I'm
I don't
I'm
know.
sure. I'm
I
sure it
wonder if
has.
that.
I
You
don't
think
know for
so?
a fact, but I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it has.
Let's Google it.
I'm
I
sure
do
it has.
wonder. That'd be interesting.
But Bill Belichick was the only coach or the last coach, excuse me, to win Coach of the Year and win the Super Bowl. I think it was 2003 or something like
Yeah,
that.
actually, I heard a lot of people saying they hope that Drake May specifically does not get MVP because of that curse. But didn't Patrick Mahomes beat that curse?
I don't
Wasn't he
know.
an MVP recently and won the Super Bowl?
I don't know.
But for like 20
I
years, the MVP would play in the Super Bowl and then not win.
yeah, I still think with recency bias, meaning what Drake May's done in the playoffs, it's probably going to push voters away from him.
Well, they
And
voted, but they voted before the playoffs started. It's a regular season award, so the vote's been in there for a while.
Fewer
Can
than five
you?
times in NFL history.
Oh, Tim wants the link resent. Does anyone know?
no, Jose wants the link.
Oh, that's Jose. Let's fucking go. All right.
You don't have the number saved either?
What do you mean?
I have Tim's number. I don't have Jose's, but I
Oh, you
know
don't
I
have
know it's
his?
him because he's the only one that I don't have like the name in there.
Where do I find? Is there a link on? Let me see.
There's a share link option
Yeah, hold
from
on,
Oh,
Nate. I'll put it in the chat real
invite.
quick.
I got it.
It'll be easy.
Invite.
I got you. Give me 1 second. Let's put it in the chat.
I was hoping I could just copy and paste.
I'm doing that for you right now. All right, look in the chat.
Oh, here we go. Copy invite link. Boom. I'm gonna send it to Jose. He'll have it both. Oops.
Vrabel, coach of the year, baby.
Yeah, we like that, right?
You put it in this chat?
Well, I
don't
thought
know
Nate
what
said he wanted to
Chet's
copy
doing.
and paste it, so I put it in our chat just so everyone will have it.
Well, this is good broadcast. This is good air.
I'll edit it out. You don't think I do a good job editing, Wally?
No, you do it.
Or
You do a great
you
job
don't
editing.
watch
Great job
you don't
editing.
watch them.
Okay, Greg.
You don't watch them enough.
I watch every clip.
Every clip, yeah, but the editing I'm talking about, when you ask me to take something out, do you go into the episode to make sure that I'm
I don't confirm. I just trust you do it.
Oh, trust but verify, Walter.
Son of a bitch.
I feel like I've done it, but I've also told you guys make sure that I have, and make sure that there isn't anything in there that you don't want. Well, now we're going to talk more about the Patriots. We could talk about Pittsburgh. I don't think we have enough time, though. It's getting late, right, Wally?
It is getting late.
Yeah. Oh, man, next week, we want to talk about the Celtics, man. What do you think about the trade they made?
Well, they made a ton of trades today. They got themselves under
I
the
didn't see
luxury
anything
tax.
today.
They just got rid of guys. They got rid of the end of the bench, and they got under the luxury tax cap, which has if they can, they're going to hold that for 2 years, and if they do that, it resets everything, which is the ultimate goal because then they can spend like ridiculous amounts of money.
For sure.
I don't hate the trade. Simmons was playing great basketball. We'll get back to that some other time. I like the trade. I don't love the trade.
I thought they were going to get Lonzo Ball. I thought when they made the trade, I was like, oh, they're going to get Lonzo Ball.
But no, they're not going to add anybody now.
Yeah, they just gave it away.
They're going to stay under the salary cap.
Which makes sense. I get it. I get that.
Yeah. The luxury tax.
I don't know. I like the Vujovic move. I
do too. I like him on our team too. I really enjoyed how Anthony Simmons was playing. He was playing some great basketball for us. He bought in. He scored a ton of points off the bench. But I think it just speaks to Tatum coming back more than anything. We're going to lose his minutes anyhow.
Well, that's the best trade. That's the best trade that didn't happen. Was that again? We get the best player and one of the best players in the NBA back at some point in the second half of the season. So
we also just
50 to 60 games.
It opened up a spot, so we signed a guy named Amari Williams that has been playing in our main team. He was a back and forth player with the D League, and I really like his game. He's gonna. I really like his game. I went up in Maine and watched him this year. He's a lot of fun. He's going to be a great addition to our team eventually. You're not going to see much from him this year, but we just signed him a 2-year deal.
Jose, can you hear us? What's been going on, man? How you been?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Yeah.
All right. Not much going on here. Just same old. I had a conversation with Nate. Just trying to get everything settled here and get my daughter afloat. So,
launched. Is that what you mean?
Well, she's embarking on her career. So.
All right. Yeah. Launch away.
She's at the academy trying to be a Texas State trooper. So.
Yeah.
There we are.
It's gonna be good.
I look forward to the day that I come to visit Texas and she arrests me.
Hopefully she won't have to. She just give you a warning. Hey, behave,
compliance, Chet. She doesn't want to shoot anybody, but she will.
She got to behave herself, So.
Well, we talked about the Patriots. Jose, you want to give us your 2 cents on the game specifically? Who you got? What do you think the keys are? 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, I will say this. The Seahawks look like the overwhelming favorites, but the Patriots have been in that road before. This seems eerily similar to the Tom Brady first run. So, nothing. I will say it's a toss-up for me. I think it's gonna, like with Drake May, he just has to play clean. As long as he doesn't turn the ball over and he plays clean, he's going to give himself a chance. Same with the Seahawks. But I think the Patriots got to get that run game going. If they get the run game going, boy, it's going to look good for them. As far as the Seahawks, they just, you got to rattle Sam Donner a little bit. But if he plays well, so two great defensive teams going at it. I think it's going to be a good Super Bowl. I look forward to seeing it, and it's going to be interesting. So, that's it's hard to pick. Both these teams, there's so much, there's so much they have to offer, but there's still so much unknown. So,
yeah, I give the edge to the coaching and the experience on both coaching and players to the Patriots, and I think that's going to be the difference. It doesn't matter. It doesn't necessarily matter. I mean, it matters. We want Drake May to play well, but
yeah,
if we look at the last game that the Seahawks played, they gave up almost 500 yards of offense to a pretty good quarterback, but again, that quarterback rushed for 0 yards.
Yeah,
We have a
I think
quarterback
that's the
that can
difference.
move
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah, I think that's going to be a huge difference.
yeah. I will say
Now,
this.
the defense has to defend every blade of grass that's on that field
Yeah,
because Drake May
I
will tuck
agree.
it and run.
I agree, but in the same token, I think that Matthew Stafford's weapons on the outside, boy, he had some real good weapons out there, and I don't know if the Patriots' weapons are as good as that. So, I think the Seahawks are going to come out, play a hard man press, and like we're going to come up and we're going to try to stuff the run and stuff the scramble, and we're going to leave our corners on an island until Drake May beats them. That's how I would play it. So, not saying he
Well,
can't. Like I said, it's kind of
Wally and Chet would say that we have the best offensive coordinator in the league right now.
Yep, no doubt.
And he's going to
Wally, Chet, and the NFL. I think we have the best offensive coordinator in football.
And he's going to scheme. He's going to scheme people. I think the disrespect is very, very high on the Seattle Seahawks defense side. They can single cover everybody all day long, and we're going to get people open. And now, are we going to have time to throw? I think so.
Yeah.
And if we can't throw, then we're going to run the ball because Drake May is very mobile. So I really think the disrespect is heavy. They're going to single cover. They're going to single cover everybody to include Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs can still beat people, in a 5 to 10 yard route very easily. So
agreed.
So if that's their game plan,
I will say that I look at it like this: you sit down. If you got to get the ball to Drake May's hands quick, then it's going to have to be fire yards. I like the Seahawks corners on those routes. I think they can hold up. But again, this goes back to, if you go back and you look, this offensive coordinator, he knows how to scheme. He knows, hey, we just get these short routes. We're gonna hit, and then we're gonna double move and hit a big one. Again, that goes back to how the Seahawks hold up. I think that you sit down and you look. I felt like Sean Payton kind of threw that game away early in that AFC Championship. Should have kicked the field goal. Went up 10-0, and just say, hey, let's just take points for the first half. But he is who he is. I think that the Seahawks coach, it's going to be a learning experience for him, but I think that he's a smart guy. And if they can get, I think either if the game is close at halftime, then it's a toss up. I think if the Seahawks want to win, they got to get out early, get out fast, and kind of drown Drake May and force him into a passing situation only. So, but if it's close, as much as everybody hates the Patriots, the only thing I can say is that Vinatieri's not there, so if it comes down to a field goal, but Vinatieri was everybody's nightmare because Brady was like, oh, as long as we're within close enough, Adam will either get us to overtime or win the game for us. That dude was money. So I hope he's a Hall of Famer. I think he deserves it. Big part of the Patriots' success. So, but I mean, this seems so much like that first year, when they had Ty Law and they had Brewski and they had McGinnis and they had all that defense was just formidable. It was underrated. They didn't get the love that they should have. They were underrated, but they were really good. And they got to the Super Bowl and they got it done. So I feel like this is, to me, if I was going to bet, I would bet the Patriots because I think they could pull it off. I really believe they could. So,
if the game is close, and I think it will be, Chet, who do you think it favors? The longer the game is a close contest, who do you think it favors?
If it's close, really close, then I think it favors the Patriots. But yeah, if it's a blowout win, the winner's Seattle, no question. But if it's a close game and it comes down to like fourth quarter stuff, that favors the Patriots for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, for sure. If it's close, I think the closer it is, the longer it is, then Seattle's confidence is just going to start waning because the pressure will mount on them. They're the overwhelming favorites. They should be winning. That's going to start to get to them the longer it's close. And yeah, we just have the coaching staff to prepare the players for every scenario, every situation. We've seen it all season long. Like they've been primed for pressure, high pressure situations. And again, the experience that the coaching staff has with being in this same spot in the Super Bowl, it's just it's unmatched, and you can't quantify that. But I think it's an advantage, a huge advantage, overwhelming advantage. And we all know, or we should all know, it's not the most talented team that wins. It's the best team that wins. And I think right now we're the best team. Best team overall in all three phases of the game. They got a guy that can return punts and kicks pretty well. But that's a small sliver of special teams. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, but it's a momentum changer. So you gotta hope that they can keep that under wraps. I think that
I agree.
If the Seahawks
we haven't had an issue with it
or a kick return
season
for a touchdown, that's they're gonna go crazy. So, but I don't. Again, the Patriots have been good all year. I like their experience. But again, both teams are hungry. So that's the scary part. Like when the Patriots won their first one, the Rams were kind of like, oh, we already won one. They weren't as hungry. I think both these teams are really hungry, so I think it should be a really good Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I agree. I'm psyched to watch it. Honestly, anything to add?
No, I would love to know picks and like a one factor or two factors why you make your pick. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea. Let's start with picks. We'll let the friend of the show, who we haven't seen him forever, go first.
Nice to have you back, Jose.
Give us your pick.
It's nice to be back. Boy, it's a tough one. Being a Steeler fan, I'm going to go with the Seahawks because I don't want the Patriots to have 7 Super Bowls.
That's fair. That's very fair.
And I'm gonna call it 27-17. That's the score I'm looking at.
Seahawks 27-17. I like it. We'll go with, I don't know. Did you go first last time, Wally? We'll go in reverse alphabetical order. Wally, you go.
All right. I have thought long and hard about this, and I'm going to shock you guys. I'm going to go with the Patriots. I feel pretty strong the Patriots are going to win. As far as a score, I struggle with this one. I think it'll be something like 21-14, maybe 21-10. I think our defense is going to continue to play very, very well. They'll get a touchdown late. I think that it's going to come down to I think our defense will play very well. I think they're going to get a touchdown late. I think that is going to come down to our running game. I think Trevion Henderson is due for really like a really big game, and I think if we can get him going early, I really, really like our chances. And I think we can get him going. So that's what I'm saying. What did I say? I'm going to go 21-10. 21-10.
21-10. Officially 21-10. Got it.
I think Drake May breaks out. Playing some good weather, warm weather. Like I think Drake May has a big game. Is able to hit those downfield shots. Yeah.
I'm gonna go. No shocker, but New England, and I think it's going to be 32-10. And I believe, Chet, you had a good wrinkle. You had a good wrinkle on. It was either against Houston or Denver, but you said that it would be nice to see us go no back, spread offense, traditional Tom Brady when we had no running game whatsoever, where it was just dink and dunk down the field, 3-step drop, get the ball out, or less than 3 second hold, get the ball out to a quick slant, or somebody that's again schemed open. I believe that wrinkle will come to fruition in the Super Bowl, and I think that we'll definitely score a lot more points than everybody thinks we're going to. Go ahead, Wall. You got something?
I
Sorry,
saw,
Jose,
I
I gotta
saw
say,
Wally.
and I want to ask it. I want to ask an unbiased observer. So, Jose, I'm going to ask you this question. They just announced the 2026 Hall of Fame. You know what I'm going to say, Chet. And they got Adam Vinatieri in a Indianapolis jersey.
No, blasphemy.
Like blasphemy.
That's blasphemy.
Right? Blasphemy. It's absolutely blasphemy. He's a Patriot.
Blasphemous.
Okay.
When anybody thinks of Adam Vinatieri, he thinks of the New England Patriots.
New England Patriots. Thank
you.
You.
Nobody thinks of. Yeah, he went with the Colts and he won it, but that was kind of an afterthought. That was a New England going, hey, you know what? We feel bad for you, Peyton, because you've been always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Here we're going to give you something clutch that you can count on, unlike yourself. So. Yeah,
I look at it as another slight against the Patriots.
Oh,
I tell you what,
blasphemous.
the Hall of Fame can suck my dick because I don't think I'll ever grace their doorstep after the way they're treating these Patriots.
That's pretty bad.
I won't have it.
I would say this. I would say this. As long as they punish Kraft and Belichick, that's fine. They got to keep them, and then bring them both in at the same time, because Kraft can't act like he didn't know. Can't act like he wasn't part of it.
Kraft should have been in the Hall of Fame years ago.
Yeah.
This is the first
Jerry Jones is in,
which is absolute bullshit.
I think that he was going to get in, and then the whole massage thing kind of slowed his pace.
The Robert Kraft special, man. I still get one of those every week.
Hey, I don't know if you need to say that on TV, but it's one of those things.
Oh,
it's a massage. I get a massage. What's the big deal?
I will say that both of them should be in the Hall of Fame. I think what Robert Kraft did when he bought the Patriots and the way he built it and the way he did everything he did with it. Yeah, there was, and again, as a Steeler fan, do I like the Spygate? No, because it's like, well, if he knew what our defense was doing, yeah, of course they're going to carve us up. But again, that goes back to me as a head coach going, hey, I got to change something up. I got to change my signals. We're playing the Patriots twice. We can't do that. We got to change. You got to make adjustments. I mean, and it's no different in baseball with stealing signs. Everybody knew it was done. It was just unwritten. So don't cry, don't whine. And I blame the NFL with the footballs, because you should have just kept doing what you were doing, where they got the footballs a couple hours before the game and did it that way. But no, you started giving it to them early. Well, that's your fault. That's on the NFL. It's not on you guys. So
Jimmy Johnson and Steve Mariucci both came out recently and were like, we all stole fucking plays.
Yeah.
It's like what you did. It's just because Eric Mangini decided to be a cockbag about it and make it a thing that it suddenly became this big deal. But
well, it's that that bitter ex-girlfriend deal.
Yes, it was.
But again, it wasn't like everybody was doing it. I mean, you watched, but again, that goes back to in previous eras before all this, technology. I think quarterbacks ran their offense.
Mm-hmm.
And again, how come you couldn't steal the Patriots offense in the last 3 Super Bowls with Brady? Well, because Brady was basically, they were telling him, hey, we want this done, but he was coming to the line. If he didn't like it, he changed it. He was running the show. And I think that's where a lot of these young guys, and you look at guys like Lamar and all them, even Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers this year, when he was allowed to run the show, we looked better than when they were calling plays. Yeah. But the problem is these coordinators are they're so afraid to say, hey, I'm going to draw up the game plan, but I'm going to trust in you to execute. And if you don't see something you like, you do your thing, and it cost Ben a lot of. I think Ben could have won another Super Bowl or two. But again, it goes back to the coordinators.
Jose, in that 2001 AFC Championship game with the Steelers, Cowher had us dead to rights. What he didn't expect was Brady going down, Drew Bledsoe coming in and throwing a touchdown within a minute. Like, he did not expect that.
Here's the thing. When I remember I was watching Nate, were you at Seth with Seth? Seth and we were watching it, and I remember when Brady got hurt, the first thing I said in that room was, "Oh fuck!" And everyone was like, "What are you mad? Brady's hurt." I'm like, "No, that means Drew Bledsoe's coming in." Do you understand? They got a potential Hall of Famer coming.
$100 million quarterback.
It's not like we're
on the bench.
It's not like we're coming with you're coming in with Cordell Stewart or Tommy
It's
Maddox.
It's not Brock Osweiler.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You're coming in with the real deal. I mean, bro, are you kidding me? I was so mad. I was like, no. And then when Brady came back in, I'm like, all right. So then I will tell you the other part that really made me mad about Cowher was when he tried to kick that 50-yard field goal. Mm-hmm. Defense is playing great. You're suffocating him. Just punt the fucking ball. And then they punted the ball out of bounds. Got a penalty, had to re-kick. So he kicks it to Troy Brown. What are you doing? Kick it out of bounds twice. I mean,
tough.
Yeah. Again, that's 14 points that cost us the game. So, I put all that on Cowher. Our defense was lights out that day. Minus those 10 points from Bledsoe, it was our special teams, but that's on Cowher. That's on him not going, you know what? Our defense is playing lights out. Let's just kick the ball. And let's let our defense win this game, So, again, it's one of those things. And I think Troy Brown is one of those amazing guys who sacrificed so much for the team. I would not be upset if he made it into the Hall of Fame as a special teamer. He was a utility player. He played defense, he played offense, he played special team. The dude did everything. Like, the dude he was your Swiss Army knife.
Yep.
Back in the day. And he doesn't get the love that he deserves. I think that but that was a very selfless team. Brady was when Bledsoe went to the Super Bowl, week, and they did all the interviews. Hey, Brady's our quarterback. He was so classy about it. Everybody was classy about it. That team was all about team. And I think people will forget that. People don't realize, they get so obsessed with Belichick and Brady, but they don't realize nobody on that team cared about their star. All they cared about was winning.
Mm-hmm.
In those early years, it was all about defense.
Yeah. Willie McGinnis didn't complain.
Seymour.
Yeah. Seymour, Ty Law. I mean, Brewski. I mean, these guys were making plays, and none of them were like, oh, well, we're not getting any shine. We're not getting any love. They're like, we just want to win, baby. Mm-hmm. Just want to win. Yeah. And I admired that team. I admired that mindset.
About bad coaching decisions anymore. Mike McCarthy doesn't make bad coaching decisions. Pittsburgh's going to be in good hands with Mike McCarthy.
What I told my son, as soon as he hired McCarthy, what do you think? I said, well, he's an offensive guy.
Before you go into that, Chet, let me get your pick.
Oh, okay.
You never gave us your score. Sorry. Let's do that, and then we'll continue with the Mike McCarthy theme.
All right. It's going to be 24-17 Patriots, but I'm going to tell you, as recently as like noon today, I thought I was going to have to come on here and pick Seattle because my brain was like overthinking it. But I have the faith that Drake May is going to come out there and do something spectacular. I can't imagine that he won't. Then I remembered they're going to focus on Hunter Henry, Stephon Diggs, all that stuff. I think our X factor in this game, it's going to be a touchdown. It'll make a difference. Austin Hooper. Hooper. I really think that something, because they're going to be so focused, right? As anybody should be on all these other Pop Douglas. And I think Austin Hooper, that big body, there's going to be some sort of red zone situation where they go to him and he comes through. I mean, who knows for sure, but that's just what I think. But I think Drake May himself is going to do something spectacular in that game.
If at any point we have a lead, which we should,
yeah,
Austin Hooper better be the one telling everybody to stay focused. Don't let your guard down. Keep playing hard because he doesn't want a repeat of 28-3.
Mm-hmm.
He was on that Falcons team. Now.
I understand.
Yep.
I like their mix of old and new guys, and I think that the Patriots have people. I was like, you must be crazy. They have a legitimate shot. I've seen this before. So, and so and it goes back to when the Steelers made their run, and when Ben won his first Super Bowl. Nobody thought that, but if you get hot at the right time and you make plays at the right time, and sometimes it's ugly. It was ugly against the Seahawks, but we got the job done. And so, again, it's been done.
History History will repeat itself if we don't learn from it.
Yeah, and what's crazy
No
is
one
it's
is
been done to the
remembering
Seahawks
that.
twice
No
in the
one is
Super Bowl.
remembering that. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
hey,
So,
I'm all for it. All right, back to Mike McCarthy. Sorry.
all right. I told my son, I said, everybody wanted an offensive guy, so we got an offensive guy. I think that he's a smart guy, and I think he'll be a little more aggressive, knowing that he's not going to get fired or have to deal with the Jerry Jones circus and all that other stuff. So far as coordinators look pretty good. I think they're solid. They're young. They look like they're hungry. So and so I'm interested. I mean, they got me interested. I like what we're doing. We brought in a coordinator who is good at working with tight ends, which we have some really good tight ends. So hopefully, the only thing I want to see Will Howard, and nothing against Aaron Rodgers. I think that if they want to give him one more year of a run, that's fine. But I think we need to stop playing around with all these other people and say, okay, it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, Will Howard, and then we'll just keep somebody else on the practice squad just in case. Because Will Howard's he's like 6'4", he's a big guy, big arm, won a national title, but he also played at Kansas State where he didn't have a lot of talent around him, and he was very successful. He was very competitive. Kansas State almost won the Big 12 a couple times. They were right in the mix, so he knows how to play. Yeah, he was at Ohio State with a lot of talent. You saw what he did when he got all that talent, but he was only there 1 year. But those other years when he was Kansas State, he was playing, he was getting reps, and he was succeeding. And I like the guy. I think the guy is legit. So I wouldn't mind another year of grooming behind Aaron Rodgers. I'd be okay with it. But I think at some point you just need to say, hey, this is going to be the guy, and we'll see where we go. It's going to be interesting. I want to see what he does with all the divas and the prima donnas and all that. I think there's a lot of guys in there hungry. Cam Hayward already said he's willing to, I'm willing to take a pay cut to stay. I want to make this run. A couple of guys have come out and said, hey, I don't want to be traded. I will take less money to stay here. I think, to me, that tells me that the players are saying, hey, I think we have a legitimate coach. So if guys are willing to stay and take a pay cut, they're buying in. So I'm okay with that. So it'd be interesting. I thought McCarthy did well in Dallas. He had some really good seasons. Made some. I mean, they lost in the playoffs because turnovers and bonehead plays. I mean, you can only draw it up. Then the guys have to execute, and if they don't execute, like I said, it's if you draw it up, they grab the ball, they make a great play, and then they fumble. How's that his fault? You know what I mean? You can't make them. It's not on him for them to hold the ball. So, I like Mike McCarthy. I think it's going to be interesting. And I would be glad not to hear any more Tomlinisms. The standard is standard, and all this other nonsense. And he's a great motivator, not a great coach. And that's why his coaching tree looks like a Festivus pole.
Are you surprised he wasn't interviewed by anybody this coaching cycle? He'll get another shot, right?
I think that he chose not to interview.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's going to be like, let me take a step back, regroup. He was really comfortable in Pittsburgh, really, really comfortable. And so you don't want to rush into if I'm Mike Tomlin, I've got so much good street cred right now that I'm not going to go step into a situation where, you have a lot of impatient owners. You were at a place where you knew you weren't getting fired, so now you got to go somewhere else. It's got to be a really good situation for him.
Yeah.
Like a Packers or, and dare I say even the Cowboys or the Eagles or somebody where hey, they're going to at least try to stick with you. I mean, I wouldn't say the Eagles because the guy won a Super Bowl 2 years ago and they're trying to fire him now. So, it's crazy. But, I sit down, I look. I think he's going to look for a place where, hey, I need to know that I got 5 years. So I told my son I think he should go to college. I think he'd be a great college coach. Good motivator, good recruiter. He's got the NFL pedigree, and he can go in and I think that a lot of kids will want to play for him. So it would be nice to see him. I think for him, if he's already won a Super Bowl and all that stuff, so he could do the old college and NFL championship thing if he wanted to. I think think he's good enough to get it done in college. So that would be if I would like to see him do that. I think that's where I think he's a better fit there, especially the way the game's changed and everything. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know about Mike McCarthy. Just like, does Aaron Rodgers want to play for him again? And again, I talked to you, Jose, when I called you. Like,
yeah,
Pittsburgh's historical for, the guy that they hire is going to be there for a decade. Mike McCarthy, he's no spring chicken. Like, I don't think he has a decade of football left in him. You know what I mean?
Well,
so
I think if he gives us 5 to 8 years, we're fine. I think the other part is
I think 5 is asking a lot. The dude's.
I mean, the thing
he's
is,
on the second half of his life here.
True, but I mean, at the same token, he was doing good work with Dallas, and with that crazy owner. Imagine what you're going to be able to do without somebody in the media second guessing you and talking, and then when you are successful, taking all the credit from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think he could be rejuvenated, reinvigorated, and I also think that Aaron Rodgers buys him a year because if he's not sold on Will Howard and them, and I know nobody's sold on Mason Rudolph, so it gives him a year to go. Okay, we can evaluate these quarterbacks coming out of college next year, and then I can find something that I like and then bring it in. You know what I mean? So but he did say, and when they asked him on the Steeler podcast, they asked him, "Hey, what is your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers?" He said, "Well, me and Aaron, look forward to next year and look forward to making a great run." So seems like he's already talked to him. He almost insinuated that Aaron's coming back. And I think Mike McCarthy's smart enough to hey, Aaron, you can get out there and I'll let you freestyle a little bit. So, I mean, he let Dak freestyle, and Dak does not have the pedigree that Aaron Rodgers does. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
You don't think they target a quarterback in the draft, maybe?
I think they're going to, not this year. I think to me, they need some, I mean, after watching that playoff game, watching their line get abused, it was just, you gotta get some line help. Cam Hayward's getting older, so you got to, and honestly, I mean, you have to make a decision on TJ Watt's another decision.
Yeah.
Because I thought, that the young guy that came in and the other young linebackers that we have are playing really, really well. What do you do with him? He's kind of in that James Harrison thing where it's great pass rusher and but he can't play a full season. He hasn't played a full season in the last 3 years. So, what do you do with him? I think, you either say, hey, we're paying you way too much money. You can't play 17 games. So you either take a pay cut, but definitely you're going to have to take a different role. You're going to have to be, hey, you're going to lose some reps. I think he needs to lose some reps. And it's not anything against him. I think that you have to have the foresight to say, hey, we don't need him as much in game 1 as we do in game 17 or in the playoffs. So I that's how I'm looking at it. Again, I like the staff so far. I think it's interesting, the guys he's hired. But we'll see. Some of them are his old guys, that he brought back. People always bring people back, but I mean, he's been successful. He had one real bad, kind of a bad season in Dallas. Yeah. But for the most part, they were winning, 12, 13 games. They were double-digit wins a lot of the time. So if we're winning 10, 12 games, I'm not going to be mad because I'm about tired of 9-7. 9-8, 8-8. It's not having a losing season is not cool. I want to have a real winning season. So
yeah. Do we want to do one last question, or
Well, it depends on the question. It's got to be a quality question.
I'll decide after.
Well, it's a quality question. I mean, it's a quality question. I'm just asking if you guys need to go to bed.
I do need to go to bed soon.
Yeah, me too.
But one question.
Yeah, what we got for one question?
Well, let's do. Do we want to do the vibe? Let's do the vibe first, Chet.
Oh yeah, the vibe.
You're not prepared. You're not prepared, are you?
No,
Okay.
No, I'm prepared. I am prepared. I just gotta find it so I can show you.
You don't need to show us. You just need to send it. But I'll go with my vibe. My vibe is "Lonely Road" by Machine Gun Kelly and Jelly Roll.
Great song.
So you guys need
That is
to
a
listen
fantastic
to
song.
that if you haven't already. It's great.
I'm
Chet,
going
yours is drum
Long
roll.
Gone, Long Gone by Silver Sun Pickups.
Long Gone by Silver Sun Pickups. I've never heard that. Make sure
We
you
must
drop
have
it
it
in the chat so I can listen to it, and then I can post it when I clip this.
done.
All right, one last question. I got a question for all of you. Feel free to chime in. Can you believe that they're still together after everything that they've been through? After everything they've been through, can you believe that they're still together? After all the shit that they've been through, can you believe that they're still together?
I'll bite. Who?
Your butt cheeks. That's the joke of the week, dad joke of the week. Thanks for getting on, y'all. Definitely, y'all be safe. Enjoy the Super Bowl. If you guys want to, obviously, let's chat it up a little bit in the group chat before maybe at halftime show.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Oh man, we should have placed a prop bet or something. We didn't talk about the bet, Wally. Do we want to talk about that real quick before we get off?
Sure. I mean, the odds are changing, and they're going more in Seattle's favor, which I love. Like, I want everyone betting. I want the odd to grow. I want the spread to grow.
Yes.
I don't have it up in front of me because I closed everything. But
well, Jose,
I really like Patriots money line with a parlay with. I think Drake May scores a touchdown. I don't know why I think so. I just think Drake May scores a touchdown on his feet. I think they're going to get after the quarterback, and he's going to get one of those little 15-yard scampers into the end zone based on a broken down protection, something like that. I could really see that happening. He's been playing so well. He's been running so well lately that I feel like if we parlay that together,
With the Patriots
$100 wins. Last I checked, 100. I bet 100 wins 700.
Yeah. I'll send you some money.
Yes, I will as well.
If there's something else you'd rather bet, like what do you guys like?
Well, I mean,
I definitely like a parlay, but I want Patriots straight up for sure.
Patriots straight up. Maybe the Drake May run, and I stand by the Austin Hooper touchdown. I think that's really going to happen. I do.
So let's see what an Austin Hooper touchdown would pay.
That's got to be like 800 to 1. Not really.
It's got to be something significant. I want to see that right now. So TD scores.
While he's looking at that, well, Jose, do you remember me trying to get a trip to Vegas planned? Before the season. Before the season, and place a bet on the Patriots over/under wins, division winner, AFC Championship winner, Super Bowl winner. Do you remember that?
I remember you talking about it. Yeah,
man, we'd be revisionist history is.
Nate, I think you should call.
We wouldn't be rich, but we'd be happy right now.
I will say this. I think they probably were all in until you said Super Bowl winner, AFC Championship winner, Super Bowl winner. I think because everybody knows Josh Allen. He's that dude.
Yeah,
that dude's just.
Nate, just call Sabrina and let her know that if she had let me go to Vegas with you guys and we made that bet, the vacation we're about to go on would have been paid for. With the bet.
Oh, that is true.
She'll handle it well. She'll really handle it well if you just give her a call and let her know.
Actually, I won't word it that way. I'll tell her, if we'd have gone to Vegas, he would have been able to afford another vacation. That's how I would word it.
Austin Hooper anytime touchdown is plus 700. So if you bet 20, say
I said 800. That was a stab in the dark, but sorry.
Yeah, 700. So if you bet $20, the payout would be 160.
Nice.
Do it.
I like it.
Do it. All right, y'all enjoy that.
I'll put some money on the game. I'll text out in our group chat what I end up doing, but I'm really leaning towards parlaying Patriot. We can go Patriots. Like I said, Patriots straight money line.
And Drake May touchdown. I like that. Austin Hooper is like That's just more like a gut feeling as opposed to like I really think it's going to happen. So we don't need to parlay that one.
We should look at the prop bets. Throw 5. We can just put down a ton of money on various prop bets. Couple big money bets on the Patriots, maybe Patriots and Drake May, maybe Patriots straight up. I think we can make some money on this game because I really feel pretty confident the Patriots are going to win.
I like this. Yeah. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I like it
All
too. Right. I've got the good luck charm right here. So
see that, champ. I see that, champ. I like it.
Wow, it took you a long time to bring that up.
It took the whole episode. I said it. I said at least once, at least every episode, it'll be seen. So I'm not joking. I wasn't joking about that until somebody prize it from my dead hands. Yeah, I like it. I love it. I love it. Yeah.
All right. We'll catch you guys next week. All right. Good night, guys. Love you.
Love y'all.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Later.